Good morning. Welcome. You're alive. You are back. How are you doing? You should thank your creator for tapping you on the shoulder to wake you up. And for another day to see your loved ones, to see the sky, to see the grass, walk your dog, talk to your pretend dog and cat, whatever. You should be thanking him this morning the minute you opened your eyes or ask how you doing up there. He's probably on his third cup of coffee because he's been up all night. He doesn't need sleep. He has to listen to prayers and do or whatever, okay? Take care of his angels. Make sure everybody is together. He tries, but some no, and he has to watch them too to try to bring them back into the fold. But those of us, we are here today, okay, because of him. We have to acknowledge that he's up there. But this morning on a Friday, it's a Friday, I call it. I hope you're going to have this great day and going to have a good time, that you set your goals. I told you when I go to bed at night, I set 3 goals that I'm going to do for the next day. I didn't say I may get them done, but I got 3 there that I'm going to try to do the next day. That life is going to continue on, that I've got something to look forward to. But this morning, I always read, when I get up, I pray, ask God, how's he doing? Then I read, look at the news, see who's truthful and who's not sometimes, and go through all that, check YouTube, check my mail. I got a whole ritual. I check all the bank accounts, what's going on, what's not going on. And I always read a self-care article. And one I like to read, the magazine is Veg Out Magazine. And this article was by Avery White. And he said some things to keep you going, okay? That people, longevity, life, or just doesn't matter how old you are, it's just keeping you going. But these type of people, they did these things to keep going and have happiness in their life. They didn't just sit there in a chair and go, I don't have anything to do. I don't want to do that. I'm never going to do that, blah, blah, blah. But these things they could do. Gardening. Okay, there's young people that garden. My kids garden. Okay, even if you got a little box, box, you can't really do a garden. You're not able to do a garden, or you don't want to do a garden, but you could do a box garden. Learning music or a new instrument. Okay, you're never too young, you're never too old to learn a new instrument. Or singing in a choir, or just sing period somewhere, with a group of people. Maybe it's just a sing-along. How about cooking new recipes that you never heard of, tasting new things that you never thought about. You can do this with kids too, because kids get in a rut with their food and they like a certain thing. And my mom always said, try it, and she always told me try it twice. So I would try it twice. If I hated it, she never made it for me again. Okay, and so I did the same. I still do with my kids, because sometimes they come in, they go, and then the second time it's like, well, it was pretty good. Let me do something. Maybe they have to doctor it up for themselves. My son likes hot things, so anything hot thrown on it, he's fine. Gaming, strategies, puzzles. Okay. I play video games. I taught my kids to play video games. And so, I like games. I play games online. I do this. There's more to this bear than you know. So to keep going, it just makes exercises your brain, your mind, your strategy, instead of just, I'm sitting here watching the butterfly go by. Yeah, butterflies are cute, but they got their own life and they're leaving. Okay, so you do what you got to do so you don't leave your mind back there. Meditate, pray. Okay, my grandmother, she prays all the time. You hear her all the time up under her breath. And they're up in age, okay, and they just keep going. Walking with a group. walking in the house a little more. You don't have to really go out to walk. You can walk inside the house. Usually what happens with me, I walk so much inside the house that by the time it's 10 o'clock in the morning, I got 5,000 steps in. And then I have a walking group in the neighborhood. We all walk together. And they like that because they feel our neighborhood's not bad at all, okay, but they just feel safer if somebody trips, or falls, somebody's there with them, or there's somebody they can talk to. Find somebody that you're together and you can be out there walking if you like, if you don't want to be alone, that's fine. Or just walk in the house. Okay, it's okay. Do your normal chores. And some of you like to exercise with videos. Do that too. Do that. It gets boring to me. I did it for a while and then it just something about it. So I just walk around the house usually in the morning working on stuff, normal everyday stuff. And usually by 10 or 9, I got 5,000 steps in. And then, like I said, there's the walking group. They're going to come by and pick me up. Okay, learn a language. How come you can't learn another language? Sorry. You can learn slowly. Another language you can learn on your own. You can take an audit class. An audit class is where your grades don't count. Okay, matter of fact, most of the time you don't even take the test unless you want to. Okay, but to see where you are yourself. But audit classes, you just paid to be there. So you can just take a little audit class somewhere, sometimes close. Like we have a vocational school around here, and we also have a smaller college, and you can just take the class and go on in. And usually they like you in there because the kids start learning about different things. They start asking different questions about your life and all this. So it's kind of fun that you're older and you're in there, and it's like, oh, okay, well, by the way, and so, during break. So that's fun. So then the next thing I wanted to tell you about was to watch out because this House bill that's being introduced is going to again try to attack credit cards if you have them. And it's by Representative Durbin. And he had proposed it several years ago. It didn't get anywhere. And he's getting ready to retire. I think this is his last time. And he brought it back up. It's just another money grab, but it's taking away stuff from our credit cards, like the cash back rewards. I like those. I like to see the number get really big, and then I use it to pay off my credit card. Now you can use it for Amazon, hooks it to them. You put your card on Amazon, and Amazon can tell, oh, you got rewards. Do you want to buy something with this? And and other benefits, your travel miles, all that, they want them gone in this bill. And this bill does not have a public hearing. So make sure you kind of look that up and see, because it affects people. Like us, to them, it's a small amount of change because they're millionaires and everything up there, but we are not. Okay, and so we need to watch our cards. Other people need to watch their cards, and you want your rewards. You signed up for the card, and how come we can't have anything? It's like every time we get something, somebody wants to take it away, right? So first off, I'm gonna do today is my budget, because I paid October's bill in September. I'm a month ahead on my bills, and so I just went on and paid them. And I usually do on my bills like electric and gas, they're automated. Like if I don't pay them in time, they'll pay them. But and I'm also on the budget plan, so I know how much it is every month, so that doesn't bother me. The only one that is different is Verizon, the cell phone bill, because it goes up and down and down and up. They don't know what they're doing. So it's like, okay, we took away the loyalty discount. Okay, we're going to discount this, and you're just sitting there going, what are you doing? Would you, because really you most likely, if you're just using it regular, you're on the same wavelength. And I watch it hasn't been, I think it was this year twice that it was the same amount. And then rest of the time it's gone up $4 because of this, it's down $15 because you're off the loyalty plan now. But we got this other discount. They need to get together. That's, people are watching, need to get together. But anyway, for this month I transferred, when I did that in September the 2nd is when I paid October's bill, really. And then so I transferred $5,288 over to the checking account, to the accounts where they're supposed to go. Let me put it that way. So for AEP, the electric, I paid $153. That's the budget plan. And it's, for some people that's high, but we have the air conditioning on most of the time. Okay, so AEP has figured out this is how much it's going to be. Even though the bill usually goes down in the winter and I don't pay that much, but I know right now it's $153 until next year. So then Columbia Gas, my gas, the heating, it's $131, and that keeps it from the wintertime going up. It can get up there, 200, 300. It may hit 400. I heard some of you talking about your electric bill was 100, 400. One had a $700 bill. I mean, it's going up. And plus some of that is double because you couldn't get to it. And we understand that, you're trying to get to things, but if you're having trouble with that, contact them so they can make arrangements and a payment plan. Don't sit there and think, there's no way, I'm just not going to pay it, because they're going to cut it off. So just make sure you contact them early. They love early. Like, look, I see this problem coming before the bill comes. I got a problem. I need help. Start asking people for help with this debt. Ask credit card. Ask them for help. I asked for help with I had the Premier card, and I called them, asked them for help, and they went and put me on a payment plan. Okay, for both cards, I was paying instead $198 a month for both cards until I got it down where it was normal, and then it flipped over and they just kept my card. They didn't take my card away. But see, if you don't contact these people, okay, they're not they can't read your mind. All they know is you're not paying the bill. Now, we know some of the I call them sleazy cards, you may not get any help, but it doesn't hurt to call. If you've been a good customer, or, they know you've been behind, they see it. But if you call and check what's going on, okay. And even when I went in the hospital, the credit protection helped me because they just paid the bill. On a couple of cards, they went, boop, you were in the hospital, sent the paperwork, in blah, 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 asked a few questions. When was it? It was paid off. So that credit protection actually works. Okay. It's like $1 per 100, maybe more, but it's usually not that much a month. So make sure you have it in case something happens. It's for job, your job may be gone. You get fired on some of them. Make sure you read the terms of what they cover, okay? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you about what happened to me. But those things happen. Okay, Spectrum, which was alias Time Warner, that started years ago. Yeah, they were Time Warner. Cube. They had a Cube thing. Qube. And they were this is $135, and we have turbo internet. Okay, that's not TV. We don't have anything for TV. We don't have any subscriptions or anything. Verizon, now we're down to $72. Who knows? Okay, whatever happens with them. So that was a total of $491 for expenses. Okay, and those will be taken out of my credit card. will be paying those. I don't pay cash to them. Okay, yes, I know Verizon, if I take and have them in my checking account, that $72 would be $42, but there's times with Verizon I just don't get it. So there's not much trust. Let me put that. They try to get it back, but it's going to take a while. So I don't want you near me. I don't care about the $30. This just whatever. Just take it, go buy at Starbucks with your people, do whatever you got to do. So anyway, then, so my credit card last month, I spent $597. And then my blessing binder that the nightlife made me, I got $200 cash for that to put in this month for October for the savings challenge. My mortgage, I paid $2,500, and remember it's only $1,430, and the rest is principal, because then I'm paying on the mortgage for my rental, which is next door, that people are living in. I'm getting that income too. And the last thing I have, savings challenges, I took out 15, we got 1,500 moved over. I'm digital, moved over for the savings challenges for October. And so in that case, so we had the transfer was $5,288, and then the expenses were $491, and then the cash things that have to be paid in cash, like the credit card, my blessing binder, the mortgage on the other house, and the savings challenge totaled $4,797, and I had a zero base budget. Don't have anything else out. It just zeroed out. We're fine. So we'll be using credit card for any expenses if we eat out or anything, but not much going on with that. It's not, just kind of like settling in, maybe a pumpkin spice latte every once in a while or something like that, because it's pumpkin spice season, right? Right. So that's my budget for the month of October. So today is Friday, Freebie Friday, and we're going to do these. We hope some of them get, filled up with whatever. All right, let's see, are we here today? It's early, very early morning. There's no light out there. So I just got up and I said, let me get this done while I'm up. All right, here we go. Let's see, can you see that from there? Yeah, okay, number 10. In this office, I got 2 windows and they're way on the sides. So hard to see. I mean, not much light where my desk is. There's no light. I don't have a window in front of my desk. So this one is $10. No, $20, right? $5. Number 5. Hi in here. Are you in here? Yeah. Let's see. This one is $10. Come on. No. I refuse. Too bad. You know better. I don't hit the calculator hard. I'm thinking, I had a calculator that made a lot of noise when I started. I mean, it was loud, and a couple people would hear it like, that calculator is loud. So then I started tapping very quietly, and I don't hit it hard enough sometimes, and it's like, that's not working. Okay, number 7. It's like, well, punch the button, but I am. Okay, number 5, $5. It's not number 5, it's $5. $5 foot long. Okay, here we go again. Number 2. Some of them we may get some of them today, more so than other times. Okay, this one's $10 with the bubble gum, the bazooka bubble gum. My great-grandfather would get that gum for us all the time. Wouldn't get any other gum. Well, Wrigley's was the grown-up gum. You know, you got older Wrigley's. I remember somebody, my aunt gave me that spearmint one, and I never had it before. I was like, oh, this is not good. What did I put, $5? Hold up, 10. See, I'm ready to forget it. Thank you. Okay. That is it. Cash Bear Mama, get to talking. You'll lose your space. $10. So what have you been doing? We are going boating. The temperature's trying to come down. You know, it's down in the at night, like 59. It's in the 50s, high 50s. But it jumps back up. And so we definitely got to get ready for, I think it's Tuesday. It's going to be really up there, air conditioned. It'll probably be up there. I think it's up there today. The air condition will be running. I tried to cut it off. I'm like the nightlife. I tried to cut it off. And all of a sudden, it was like, no, we're back. I am back. Let's see, number 1. Number 1 should be almost finished. Okay, $10. Then I get to go into the old sack and put somebody else's challenge in. Number 11. Oh, we're being very diverse today. We're just going through different challenges. You have a fever? What's happening over here? Okay, let's do 65. Just big papa out the way sock. It's 50, 60, and 5. And I am digital person, which I like. Which we just move the money over and go, that's fun. And my mom likes it. She sees all these big things going, that's good, you're doing good. Okay. Number 10 is oh, grab the mortgage again. That's fine. More money for the mortgage. 20. Number 1. Okay, that's 20. Ooh, 20. It's finished, you guys. Ring the bell. Yes, we are. We got to put another one in there. So for this one, we've got $150 total. We hope. Make sure I did it right. I coded them all in. I got to change. Okay, so we got 140, 20, turn around, and 50. $150. So we can change this to a 50 now. Put these 20s back. All right, we finished one. Let's look in the bag and see what we have. Let's see who's going to jump out. Who's jumping out? No, I don't want that. It's you know what it is? It's Valentine's. I'm not ready for that. That's way out of line. Okay, let's see. I'm looking. Who is the lucky person I'm getting today? Okay, who is this? Oh, this'll work. Who is this? Budgeting in a fairy tale. Budgeting in a fairy tale. You're going to be number 1. It's like shut the box, I guess. Let's see. We will initiate it as the first one. I'll do it like shut the box. We have to cover it up. So let's see. Let me find my ink pen or something. There it is. I know what I want to do. Okay, 3. Because I look at so many videos that, okay, number 3, and I think I'm going to roll this one. That's $9. Number 3 is 9. Okay, so we'll put $9 in. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. 5 and 4 ones. All right, got a new one, budgeting in a fairy tale. There we go. How's that? Looks great. All right, so we've got 170. We got $30 left. I was trying to get to 200 this time. So let's see if we can get and not go over. Oh, we're back to budgeting in a fairy tale. Even though this is the big one, but that's all right. It's a miracle. Okay, number 1, and we're gonna roll to get our. Where are we gonna be? We're gonna be with number 6. And now we roll the big one. And how much are we putting in number 6? I can barely see that. Can you see that over there? Okay, it's right here. Okay, $9. I don't think I put that on there. $9, and then we got another $9. So we got $188 so far. I might get there, another $9. I may be over, but we'll stop at 200 and whatever it stops at. 205, 215. Okay, here we go again. Let's see. So we got 12. What did I do with this? Oh, it's this one. Too many dice. Number 11. We were there, weren't we? Yeah, the slot. Oh, we would get to the big papa. Okay, $30. I think 30 is the lowest. So we're going to do 30. Yep, 218. So we spent 218 today. Guess this one said I'm ready to go too. Well, sorry, not today. Watch it be the first one next time. There we go. Okay. Covered that up. And we are done for today. Find something you like to do. Let's go over our affirmations. What's the first one? Always keep smiling, even in your heart, even through transitions. You know, Joya, the budgeting auntie, lost her sister's best friend and the family's best friend, pet. So give her some happiness. You know, it's hard when you lose a pet. They're just like us. You know, they're our companions. They're there just to look at. We talk to them. Some of them whine back. Some of them don't do anything but stare at us like we're idiots, like you dumb butt. You know you, but they're there. Okay, they have unconditional love usually, unless you got one of those strange pets. But they love you even through everything. And so we have to give homage to them, take care of them, you know, pass away. You know, we have I told you we had the guinea pigs. They're at their pet cemetery. We do homage. I've had dogs, you know, and everything. So everybody's been at the pet cemeteries. So that's where we bury them. You know, we don't take insurance out. We know that they have to go one day. So we take care of them and what they stand for us, you know, just like people. That stone is homage to whoever passes away. More for us than them, because we know they fine. It's us, right? But anyway, keep smiling through that joy. And then be kind, people, as much as you can. I know it's hard, you know, because people are not kind to you sometimes, but we have to just keep going and enjoy our life. Don't let other people destroy your life, okay, or fuss or whatever. We got budgeting to do, we got thinking to do, we got our life to do. You find things that give you joy and quit worrying about it, okay? Just quit worrying about it and just go on with whatever. Some people just aren't kind. Some people, they are in misery all the time. Some people have mental health problems. You know, I think we got a mental health crisis sometimes, that we need more people and more facilities to take care of people, because there's something happened, you know, and I think it was probably during COVID that, you know, so that people were locked in, whatever, and they're just out. So, and they've always been there. We got to understand that too. Certain people have always been there. Other people have always been there. Kind people have always been in the world. Unkind people have always been in the world. But, you know, it's just the way you carry yourself in life. And we just have to carry ourselves differently. I just don't hang around people myself that are unkind and abusive or whatever to me. I just can't handle it. Okay, I'm not doing it. I don't care if you're related to me or not. You know, I got a life. I enjoy my life, and the way it is, I'm having a good time. I'm having a better time than when I was younger. So, nah. It's a party over here in my mind and in my life. I'm going to keep it going. Okay, stay humble. Okay, don't show up, show out. You know, if you got a car and you bought a Rolls Royce, they going to see the Rolls Royce. Okay, they don't need to see you walking around there, tapping your little fingernails and going on. Okay, they see it. Okay, don't feel, you know, that's somebody that's insecure that wants to show off everything. We're not showing off. We don't need to show off. They'll see it. If you got the new house or the biggest house, or maybe it's the smallest house and you decorated it and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're excited, but don't show off about it, because, you know, when them people leave, they're going to talk about you. So why do it? You know, oh, look at them. They think they it. They talking about you. So don't even bother. Don't waste your breath. Just, if they're invited, and you say, oh, thank you. You know, be gracious about it. Be humble. Oh, you got a new Rolls Royce. You got a new Cadillac. You got a new whatever, okay? And just thank you very much. You don't need, once you park it, they see it. You know, I used to have a new car when I started, that I transferred to another school. And they looked at me, it was a Volvo. I probably pronounce it differently than they do every time I hear them pronounce it. But I had just got it. It was like 3 months old. And I parked it. I went to a new school. And finally, it was like I drove up like early in the morning. I always get there early in the morning to work and make sure things are okay. And the principal was standing in his window. And I came in, I saw him there, and got my mail, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" "Fine." Must be nice. Now, he had a Volvo, but his happened to be 3 years younger than mine. And I said, "What do you mean?" And I knew what he meant when he said, "must be nice," okay? And I already knew, because he was standing there looking at me in the window. And he said to have that car. I said, "It's just a car, okay? It's metal, it's steel, it can get hurt, it can be in a fire. It's a car. I'm not worried about that car, like I'm not worried about your car or anybody's car." I said, "I bought that car for me. I didn't buy it to show off and tell everybody about it. I didn't come in here shouting about my Volvo." And I said, "If you're that upset, go buy one. You make more money than I do." And I walked off. I was like, okay, don't do this condescending, you're suffering oppression on me. Okay, you're upset because you don't have a new Volvo, or you're upset because you spent all your money. The more money people make, sometimes they spend more, right? So that's probably what happened, because he had moved to a bigger neighborhood. He had gotten to be principal. He'd been principal for like 5 years, but when he came to our school, and he had he come off his 5 years, and so now we're in our 6 years. And it was like, and I really liked the guy. He was good. He was great. He invited us to the house for cookouts and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there going, "What is wrong with you?" I'm just like, and I said, "Oh, the car. It's the car. It's you in the car." And I told him, I said, "Go buy one. Go buy it or lease it or whatever you do, Why sit there and be so upset because one of your employees has got a new car and you don't? Why reduce yourself that low to even make a remark about it?" And I wasn't thinking about color or anything else, racism or anything else. Yes, he was a different color than I was, but I wasn't backing down on my belief that you make more money than I do. You're a principal. I'm not a principal. Okay? I'm just teaching. You've been a principal all these years. You could have went out there and they're going to let you lease a Volvo or buy a Volvo. You have one already. Yes, it might be 2 or 3 years old, but you got one. You got one before I did. I mean, why are you worried about it? I don't know you that well. But I figured after a minute, it stuck with me, and I said, "You overspent on your things, and you don't know what I went through to get the Volvo. I don't know what you went through to get yours at the time or what's going on." But that's what we have to think when people attack us about having nice things. Okay? Don't sit there and feel like, "I really feel bad." Okay? Because some bosses will do that. They've attacked my husband when he was alive, that he had taken his car. He took my car. It was the Volvo, to work with him. Okay? Because I was off. And I said, "Just take it instead of us pulling the cars out, and just take that car." And because he hadn't put gas in his car. And then he said, "I get to work, and all they doing is talking about this Volvo." Oh, I mean, it was just, it was like both of us. And, him, he was more, insecure about people talking about him, and it was like, I said, well, the next case is you don't take the car tomorrow. You take your car and just go on with your little car, Hyundai. He had a Hyundai. I said, just take your little Hyundai and go on to work and don't even worry about it. Okay, because I said, you're in a law firm and don't worry about it. I said my law firm didn't say nothing. I was working part-time, matter of fact, almost full-time at the law firm because I would finish teaching and I would be there till like 12 o'clock in the morning, dragging kids with me, working in there. So it was like, don't worry about it. It's okay. But you have to kind of move on. You got to watch people and what people say. And those people, I make a mind, I'm just not going to hang around you as much. I don't need your negative energy about a car. Because if I get a house, you're going to be the same negative energy. Jealousy is bad. Okay? Power and money. If that's all you're grabbing at all the time, that's bad. You're not listening to the human side of the world. Okay, make sure that you work hard. No matter what type of job you have, that's our next one. Affirmation if you haven't been around. But working hard, I don't care what you do. I tell people all the time, I don't care if you're in a fast food place, and everything. I don't care if you're doing fries. There's a guy that's at McDonald's. I get a fry like once a month or once every 2 months. But I love their fries. Then they did change the menu a little bit. The fried recipe, I could tell the minute they did it, but I've grown to love it. But, I'll get a small fry. But I compliment him. I said, your fries are good. And I said, what time do you come into work? Okay. And what days do you work? Because that's when I'm coming. And when he sees me coming in, I'm going to get the fry. I'm going to get I'm going to get you a hot fry ready. And, but do the best that you can. And now he's been there just doing the fries. Okay. And now he came over and he said, you know what? I'm going to go into training to be, assistant manager. And he was just so happy to tell me that. And he did. He's working on the assistant manager and all this stuff. And I said, that's good, instead of just sitting there thinking you can just do fries the whole time. Okay? You can own your own franchise one day. I said, keep on going. Let me know. Okay, the next thing, be grateful. We have to be grateful to God that he has done things for us, right? That he is there all of the time, whether we like it or not. Okay, so this thing, he sees you all the time. He's seen you with no clothes on, half off, whatever. Okay, you're trying to dress and then take a shower. God sees you all the time. And that's very unnerving for people. Okay, sometimes when they really start thinking about it. But he's your protection. He's supposed to be there. He's the guiding light. He's supposed to be there. He made you. So why wouldn't he be there? He already knows what you look like. Remember when Adam and Eve messed up and they took those little fig leaves trying to hide from him? Yeah, he knew you did something, but he knew they were going to do it. He said they couldn't help themselves. There's a thing in man that I just got to try it. I just got to do it. And he knew. And that's why that tree was there. That tree, I'm going to tempt you with this tree. He made that tree. He didn't have to make that tree in the Garden of Eden. The tree of knowledge, he could have just left it. Knowledge meant, they wanted to be, Eve told him, and that snake, that you will know everything that God knows. See, power, tricked Eve. And, that's why a lot of people get upset sometimes with women, like you fall for anything, blah, blah, blah. No, tricked. Like people get tricked, male or female. They get tricked into it. And so there they were with the fig leaves, but God already knew you're going to touch that tree. But he's testing you all the time. Are you going to believe what I say? Don't touch it and just look at it. Leave it alone. Or are you going to just decide I'm going to do it anyway? And that's happening anytime, okay? Are you going to believe in me or not? Are you going to follow my principle? I hear more people talking about they believe in God and then you go do something else. Have you seen people? I've watched shows where they've arrested criminals and they got a big cross on hanging with a cross on them. I'm like, why do you got a cross on and you're robbing people and you're hurting people? That's not God. Okay, you lost that faith right there. And I always tell people you follow the 10 commandments. That's telling you what to do. Okay, that's really the big thing of what you do. What should I follow? The 10 commandments that he passed out. That's your start. Okay, so be grateful with God for giving you everything that you got right now. You got to be grateful. I know it may be an old rusty car. You got rust hanging off the side. You know, I seen them cars. But I see some people, they got them cars and they just smiling. I just gave my car a car wash and I smiled with them. I said, well, that's nice. And my car is this age. You know, I ran into somebody, they said their car was like 25 years old. And she was so proud of that car that it was her husband and his car before he died. And she's driving that car around. She ain't fixed any rust spots, but it went through the car wash and you know how the rust eats off and picks off and it was coming off. And I picked it off. I said, do you mind me taking that off? It's going to fall anyway before you get cut. And I said, be careful of the rust. But me and her, we talked. She just happened to start talking because I was wiping off my car, you know, and everything. She was wiping off her little car. But she was grateful. It didn't make any difference. But in the next breath, you know, you could hear her say, my husband left me comfortable. I don't have to work anymore. See, you don't know who's behind the rusted car. Okay, you don't know. She's sitting there with a little blue jeans on, you know, just got a little yellow jacket on. You thinking this woman don't have, but see, she's giving you the signal. I'm comfortable. There's wealth somewhere, but everybody's interpretation of wealth is not the same. Comfortable could have meant to her $1 million. Comfortable could have been $700,000. He could have had a life term policy, you know, whatever, okay? So term life, they call it. But she was comfortable. She was fine. And she, you know, felt comfortable talking to me. I wasn't asking any question about her husband or anything. She wanted somebody to talk to. Somebody that may not been in her circle, but I just want to talk to you. And sometimes we have to listen. I just leaned on my car and listened. I've run into a lot of people like that. All of a sudden, I've had people walk at this grocery store. I'm putting groceries in, they walk over. And of course, the first line is, do you believe in Jesus? I said, all the time. You know, do you believe in God? All the time. And then they start talking about something else. And some people are lonely. You know, they come and they talk, and I just lean on the car. My son was with me one time, and he didn't know what to do because this woman had talked like 30 minutes, and then I got and started leaning on my car, you know, like, okay, I'll just lean over and listen to you, and we'll talk. And he had finished putting the groceries in the car, and he called my daughter, and he says, what do I do? She's stuck with this woman talking, and my daughter said, just let her talk and she'll get away in a minute. she when she gets tired, she'll move. She's listening and making sure the person's all right, is okay. She says, I've been there. She said, sometimes I get in there and talk, but he's a little shyer. So he just got in the car and sat, you know, and was on the video game on his phone or messing with his phone, talking to her. And so, you know, I said, so the lady finished, we finished, and off we go. And I've seen her several times, walking around in a restaurant. I see her going around and she comes in and she always laughs because she asks me, what church do you go to? And I tell her and she says, oh, that little church, because my church is a mega church. And she always says the same thing when I meet her because she forgets that she already talked to me, but I still talk. Okay, never give up. Yeah, you don't give up on anything. Okay, some things are hard. Okay, maybe you can't twist the screwdriver. Yeah, you didn't give up. You found somebody else to do it. So don't give up. If you got a dream, you got to keep a dream going. You may not reach the dream. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to get that dream or blah, blah, but you're going to get close to it. Okay, and you always have to have a dream so that you can keep living. Okay, don't ever stop dreaming. Okay, if you're going to learn a foreign language, you couldn't learn it a long time ago, but I can learn something now. I may not be the best speaker. I may not speak at all. I just want to be able to read, just have fun with it. You can learn it. I want to travel. Okay, you may not be able to travel to Europe. You may not have the funds, but you can travel in your neighborhood. There's places probably you never seen, or the town next door you really never explored, or the state you live in you never looked around really hard to see. Okay, what was going on? Or what festivals they had. A lot of places they have festivals and all this other stuff. Nobody said you couldn't go. Bring somebody along, protect yourself. Just don't wall up in someplace, but try not to go by yourself anymore because people are people. He protects us as much as he can, and he's going to protect you. But, we got strange people. He knows it. Okay, stay strong. Stay strong means when somebody comes at you or whatever, you're okay. You're strong. You got a life. Don't be sitting around talking about you're oppressed. Okay? You're not oppressed. Nobody's oppressed right now in this world. There's nothing oppressing about it. Okay? We got money. You got gas in your car, or you can get it. You got a credit card if you got it. Okay, you can open a bank account. You can save money. If somebody was oppressing you, you wouldn't be able to do those things. You can, on the weekend, take another job. Think of what you can do that other people years ago, hundreds of years ago, probably could not do, that were oppressed, that couldn't vote, couldn't do anything. That was a temporary oppressment, I call it, okay? So you're not oppressed. Get up out there and stop feeling like you're oppressed. Because other people make you feel oppressed. They'll tell you what you can't do. You can do whatever you want to do. That's what you got to think. God made you. You're unique. You do what you want to do. You can do anything you want to do, and kindness, do it. Kindly do it. Okay, this is not about attacking people and going on. They do what they do. You do what you do. Move on, go read a book, go to a museum. There's people that I know don't go to a museum. I've never been to a museum. Have you ever tried going to a museum? Even a kids' museum, like COSI, Center of Science and Technology, DC has finally gotten quiet, so we're planning to go to DC now and go back and see some of the stuff again. So take a drive, on the weekend, and just go, or catch the plane. So go someplace. There's places you probably don't even know about. There's probably restaurants you've never seen downtown. Go the next city over. Go. Do something. We know we are budgeting people. I'm a budgeting person, but I'm not going to sit there and not do what I want to do. Okay, within reason, within the budget. We're not going to overspend. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Stay strong within yourself. Believe in yourself too. Believe that you can do what you need to do to get where you got to go. If you want to believe you're a millionaire and you're going, that get your brain going. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to make my first million. I'm going to make my first $500,000. I'm going to make enough for my retirement. I don't need that much. I want to be comfortable during my retirement. I'm going to be happy during my retirement. Okay? Think of things that you can reach and beyond. Maybe I can reach beyond that after I get to there. Set some little goals. Because, see, we get scared of those big goals. It's like, oh, no. I know when I started, you telling me I'm going to put in, that I told you the 100 envelope challenge. That thing scared me to death. I had to do it 3 or 4 times to get myself together different ways to be able to do it. Because it was beyond reach. I had overspent what money I had. Now I can do it, and it's like, okay. So I moved on to the $10,000 challenge. Okay. $20,000. Okay. Now I know I can do it. But you have to get your mind going. Take your time. And it may take you years to do it. Put $1 in there and just keep going. Okay, I don't have any more money till next month, next 3 months. Put the next one in there. Oh, $2. Okay, I can do that. And you may not finish it. But you tried. Didn't I tell you? Try. Never give up. Just try. Because if you don't try, that's when you're a failure. That's when you failed yourself. Your brain is not, you have to psych your brain out sometime that I can do this. That's the way my parents taught me all the time, that you can do whatever you want to. You can earn as much as you want to. You don't let people stop you. I'm told you when I started, I just had teaching money. Okay, that was it. $5,000 a month. And here I got businesses. I've got collabs with businesses. I'm on YouTube, but I use my YouTube money, anything YouTube-y, and cash and just stuff donating, the store, Ko-Fi, Ko-Fi, Ko-Fufu, Etsy, all that stuff. That goes to my homeless thing that I do for people, to give them dances and parties and let them have some happiness. And it's fun. I like to see other people happy and joyous. I like to see some of you happy and joyous. And you keep smiling and keep going no matter how big it is and how big the trouble is. Because trouble don't like smiling people. Because trouble knows if you're smiling and you're happy, you're going to get out of this, right? You're going to leave this. God bless you and keep you. And I'm not worried about if it's a long video or not. I hear people apologizing. Stop apologizing about the long video. I'm not apologizing about the long video. It was just my day to do what I wanted to do, right? So, God bless you. God keep you today and whenever. And I will try to see you soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. But I'll try to get back on here. But God has got you. You got this. No matter who you are and what you do, you keep going. See ya. Like and subscribe. Hi, subscribers.